Hello there, and welcome to my first ever video tutorial for YouTube, based on Minecraft. My name is Tainted Redstone. As I said, it's my first video. As you can probably guess, I'm highly centered around redstone creations. So today I will be showing you an introduction to redstone, what redstone is, how it works, how you can use it for simple contraptions. But I will also continue this series on, so that you'll be able to create more advanced redstone mechanisms using things like logic gates um, and memory blocks. All very cool stuff, but as with anything, start with the basics. Right, to start off, redstone is basically a way of transmitting an electrical signal in Minecraft. This electrical signal can be used to control things, such as doors, dispensers, note blocks, all sorts of cool things. It's obtained from redstone ore. Doesn't actually look like this. This is texture pack, which I can't quite remember. I think it's... I'll put it in. There's a link to the texture pack in the description. But this is redstone ore. It's mined with an iron pickaxe, like so. And we'll give you 4 to 5 pieces of redstone dust, which looks like this. And the redstone dust is what, when placed on the floor, creates lines of redstone, which a current can then be passed through. Oh, I hate the rain. Like so. Oh, pigs have mud on them in this texture pack. That's quite cool. Anyway, so redstone carries an electrical charge, and it is charged in many ways, but the main way to do it is through a redstone torch, which is made like any other torch, with a stick, but instead of using coal, you then just put a redstone dust on top of it. Now, as you can see, when I put the torch there, it powers the redstone dust, which acts as wire, and you can see it gradually gets less light and less light as the charge will only go for 15 blocks before it just completely runs out. There are ways to extend this. How many blocks is that? More than 15. You can see there, that one's and that one are fairly similar, but still greatly increasing, while this one's just completely dark red. That's where it's lost it. Now, there are ways to increase that using one of these. This is a redstone repeater. It will increase the length of your signal of redstone, so if I place it in the way. And can be used for many things. Acts as a diode, as it only acts one way. You can see the signal's stronger there after it again. But it can also be used to add a delay to your circuit, like so. So I just bring this around so you can see what happens to it. Now, the delay on a redstone repeater is set by right-clicking on it, and then the second notch moves back, so that's no ticks instantly. 1, 2 ticks, 3 ticks, 4 ticks. I've done the same on that one over there. Whoops. You can now see if I take the redstone torch away, that took a little while to turn off. Simply because of the delay I set, so if I turn it on, it will take a different length of time to actually turn on. There you go. So that can be used with delays in circuits, that's very useful. And now I'm going to show you how redstone torches power blocks around them. So if I was to place a redstone block down, the blocks that would be powered around this now would be this one, this one, this one, this one, and that one, which is on top if you can't see that, like so. So those would all be powered. If you were to put redstone dust on top of them, you can see that it has a charge, which is what we want. So if we take that out, redstone torches can also be placed on the side of blocks. There's a common misconception. Sorry, common misconception. If you place a block, redstone torch there, that it will power this block. Which, as you can see, no charge going through that, is completely false. Because the redstone torch actually takes up this block here. And so therefore will power anything from this way. This is used in logic gates. Other more advanced devices. Now I want to show you some practical uses of basic redstone for things like opening doors. Another thing is input devices, which create a redstone charge by themselves without needing a redstone torch, which is very, very useful. Right. Let's get some stuff I need. Button. Yeah, lever. And then wooden pressure plate. So these things create redstone charges with it, and can be used as input devices. So button. So I'm going to demonstrate this with a door, so you know how it works. Practically, if you ever wanted to do this with your own doors, it's quite neat to do. Door. Put door down. So I push a button, it'll open and shut. Just like that. The button on, off. You can see from behind it. That's pretty much all a button does. And when you've got a lever, if you do that, will stay open. And then close it again. That's just permanent on, permanent off. As you can see, what the lever does is the lever powers this block, then gives out the redstone charge, like I mentioned before. Then also have the pressure plate, which you don't need the block for, because it takes up a block of its own rather than being attached to something. Step on it. That's quite useful for doors as well, because what you can actually do is there's another thing with redstone where if an input device is directly next to it, something that can be affected by redstone, such as a lever or a button, then it will do it with no wiring necessary, which is the basic way of opening doors like that with the button, or more common and my favourite, pressure plate. Then it will shut behind you as well. Can open it manually. Now shut. So that's basic redstone use. That's input devices. How to do it with doors. I'll just quickly show you dispensers, I think. Right, I found a dispenser. So it works exactly the same way. Same with all redstone devices, which is pretty cool. I remember the wrong way. For demonstration purposes. Dispenser. Looks like a face. You can obviously just have the block next to it. Do it on, or you can wire it up like so. With dispensers, it's usually best to use a button because they don't need a constantly on signal, and that won't actually do anything. Let's put some redstone in dispenser. Push the button, redstone comes out, which is pretty neat. Right, so in this video I've covered input devices, basics of redstone wiring, how redstone affects blocks around it. I've done how You can use repeaters to delay a charge and extend a charge. I've done basic redstone wiring, what it looks like. It's very similar to this in games, it's just my awesome texture pack, of which there will be a link in the description, because I can't pronounce it. Some strange foreign name. Like I said, redstones are like diaries, they only work one way, so it doesn't go around the other way, which can be very helpful in more advanced redstone things. And that's about it for my very first video tutorial. In my next video I'll cover logic gates for redstone, which is how to adapt the redstone signal to do what you want when you push different input devices, or add in different redstone things, which allow you to create more complex devices and combine together to create huge devices. I've seen some ridiculous things posted on YouTube. And all that's left to do is for me to say thank you for watching. This is me, Tainted Redstone, with my first ever video tutorial. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.